Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Third Rail Thursday. My name is Tim, and this is They Make It Like That, for those of you who don't already know. Yeah. Let's just jump right in. How's everybody doing? We got a lot of early people in the chat, which is super fun. I'm going to start by saying hello to Dwight Curley, Mike B, the Train Freak, Mike B, the Train Freak, the Train Freak. Oh, that's the same person over and over again, isn't it? Okay, we also have M&M Rails. Mark from M&M Rails. Hello. Yeah, it's all of you guys. Hello, everyone that's here. Welcome to Third Rail Thursday. My name is Tim, and this is They Make It Like That. But you already knew that. Hello, John. How's it going, John? John Train. Forever DC 302. Doug. What's up, buddy? I'm getting an error message. It's saying I'm not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Is it smooth for you guys? How does it look? How does it look on your end? Let me check on my phone. Looks fine to me. I don't know what YouTube's problem is. I'm realizing though that you can see my overhead camera, and I don't like that. So we're gonna fix that. Okay. Can I still see it? I can. Oh, this is not cool. This is the joys of live. The joys of live. Well, you know what, though? This camera holder, I'm surprised that it's holding, because it's not the best camera holder for the size of this camera. However, I'm going to make it work, because that's all I have. I'm also stalling, because you know what, guys? I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I have a feeling that I'm going to do... my typical... two scales or two graffitis on the same scale. I'm gonna work on that same project again, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it short this week. I also have a full-time job. I'm not retired like some of you guys, and I am not doing YouTube full-time, unfortunately. That would be pretty sweet. So I'm working, and currently we're working on a pretty tight deadline at work, and I just got off of my 12th or 13th 10-hour shift in a row without a day off, and I don't have a day off until Easter weekend. So that's fun. So, in all honesty, I just need to make it short, make it sweet, and yeah, go to bed. We got some more people in the chat. We got Go Via or Go Home. Hello, sir. Chris from Go Via or Go Home. JT Medic. James. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, James. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to try because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into it. I have these cars here, if you remember from the last Third Rail Thursday that I did. Not last, was it last week or the week before when we did GVO After Dark over on Chris's channel? That was 2 weeks ago, I guess. So yeah, I've got these two cars here, and I don't know. What should I do? Should I do more graffiti on them, or should I weather them? Like I said, I want to try and keep it under an hour. I want to be out of here by 9, maybe 9:30 at the most, because I want to sleep. I got my coffee. My Couch Mom Club mug. If you know, you know. And yeah, what do you think I should do? Both weathering and graffiti. I don't think I can get that done, Mike. Not in one video, in one sitting. More graffiti. Okay, more graffiti. I'm getting a little bit of both here. Graffitiing, weathering. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I'm waiting for, like, somebody to just be... No, I'm not. James? I'm not keeping them clean. You're watching the wrong channel. I'm not going to keep them clean. What I will do is... Yeah, I'm going to graffiti. Hold on 1 second here. Let me just do that. I'm a little all over the map today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to, and I quote, I'm stalling because I still haven't made up my mind yet. Let's do some more graffiti. Why not? Let's put something on the other side of them, because that sounds like fun. Where are we? We're still on the top down? Let's put it on the top down here. Alright. What should we do? That's an excellent question. Thank you for asking. Eminem Rail says I should switch to HO scale. How many of you guys fell for my April Fool's post the other day? If you saw it, I told everyone I was switching to HO scale. And for those of you who believed me, sorry. For those of you who didn't believe me, thank you for being in the know. Kevin, don't be sorry. I wasn't expecting you to remember because you have a busy life and a granddaughter that runs around and such. I get it. I don't know what day of the week it is half the time. Doug says put my channel on there. Maybe for another one. But I'm not gonna do one on this one. A tribute to the Ukraine. You know, honestly, that would be kind of cool. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna do this. I'm thinking that we're not going to do these two cars. Let's save this. Let's save this for another day. Maybe next Third Rail Thursday that I do, we'll work more on these cars. But I'm gonna be right back. Hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. back with a random brainwave. Yes, I have Please Hold music. We're taking this stream seriously now, Mark. Yeah, so here we go. I have a blue car here. It's very small. It's a Microtrain 60-foot high cube in N scale, and I think, hold on one second. You know, sometimes the internet in my basement is not fantastic. I'm trying to look something up here. Just give me 1 second. Holy! Talk amongst yourselves, people. This internet is being really slow. Okay. Yeah, Mike, I also saw the post that Chris did on April Fool's, but I didn't see it until today, actually. I'm a little behind schedule with watching videos on YouTube because of my work schedule, but I thought that was pretty funny too. I honestly, because I watched it today and not on April 1st, I was a little bit shaken. I'm like, dude, I just filmed a video of your layout. You just got to the 3rd level. You can't take this all down. But I was fooled. It was April Fool's. Why is this thing taking so long? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go along with, who said it? Who was the one that said it? I'm scatterbrained tonight, guys. I'm really sorry. The Train Freak. Jason the Train Freak. You gave me a brainwave because you said that I should do a tribute to the Ukraine. I work with a lot of Ukrainian people at my 9-to-5, which is currently not a 9-to-5. It's more like a 24/7. And I think that would be really cool. So what I'm thinking is I have a blue car. And if you're familiar with the Ukraine flag, which you've probably seen a lot lately, it is blue on top and yellow on the bottom. So if I might not specifically do a Ukraine flag or anything like that, but what I can do is I can do yellow graffiti along the bottom and leave the top blue. And I'll be doing graffiti, but I'll have a Ukrainian flag car. And I think that would be super cool. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So what we need to do, I'll show you a trick. I'll show you a trick that I sometimes do. I'll show you a trick that I sometimes do when I'm trying to figure out exactly the spacing of the graffiti on a car. What I'll do is I'll take masking tape and put it right over top of the car. And then that way I have an exact size of what the car is. I can take something like a marker of sorts. Let's use this blue guy here. It doesn't matter what marker it is. It can be any marker. And just trace out the car. Like so. Then what I can do is I can draw on this. I'm going to draw right on my sketchbook here because I need a hard surface. There we go. It stands for good track. No, it doesn't stand. It stands for Grand Trunk. But I think what they did was they did a play on words with their slogan to make it good track also. That's what I think. I'm no expert. I don't really know. I have a lot of Grand Trunk, not because I'm particularly a fan of Grand Trunk, but because they're cool and they're Canadian, and so am I. Yeah, so here we go. We're just going to dive right in. I've wasted a lot of time just kind of finagling all over the place. But it's going to be fun. How's everybody's week going? Let me know in the chat. How are you guys doing? Did you get a chance to check out the the GVO After Dark a couple of weeks back? If not, you should definitely check that out when you get a chance. It was a lot of fun hanging out with Chris and Mark and all that fun stuff. I would be happy to do that again. It was a fun time. I mean, I don't want to take up all their time every single time they do a GVO After Dark, but I'd be more than happy to join them from time to time if you guys are interested. And if Chris is interested, that's officially his call. I just realized I'm looking at the camera as if I'm interacting with you guys, like, you know, like eye contact and stuff, but you're just staring at a orange rectangle on my Steve, what's wrong? No, Steve. Steve's always coming for me in the chat. There's nothing wrong with me, Steve. I'm just tired. Oh, man. I am trying to find... This is what happens when you don't prepare. You end up fumbling all over the place. And it's fun. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to take this car, and we are going to graffiti on it. This is not a car. This is masking tape, but we are going to graffiti on it, and it's going to be so fun. So we got, at the time, okay, so we got some people saying Grand Funk Railroad. We got Greater Toronto. And then we got Steve's rude comment. And then at the time, GT said that most America roads were pretty bad in the 60s and 70s. CN kept stuff up. We want the trunk, nothing but the trunk. Oh, man. Steve, have you ever been to Canada? Have you ever been to Canada? Because you're knocking Canada. But have you even been here? You gotta check it out. Oh man, Canada's great. Well, I mean, kinda. It's alright. Canada's alright. My phone is being so slow right now. It's unbelievable. Here we go. Someone's gonna have to put like a timestamp in the chat, in the comments for when people are watching the replay. To be like, fast forward to 20 minutes in if you want to see the actual graffiti. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Here we go. I'm just gonna pretty much freestyle this because that sounds like fun. So let's see here. Kind of like here and here. No, like there. just getting my spacing right. Yeah, so what I've done is put lines where I kind of want my words to be. Was it Sean? I believe it was Sean that said "Stand with Ukraine." I think I'm gonna do that because I really like that. So let me just make sure I spell Ukraine right. All right. So we're gonna go here. I have a reference of fonts that I pull from sometimes, but with this one, I'm honestly just I'm just gonna wing it. Because why not? So here I'm going over just a little bit, but that's okay. Another thing that's kind of cool that you can do, I just realized you can't even see what I'm doing. My goodness, man. This is a great stream, guys. One of my best. I don't have enough. I don't want to waste space with so I'm gonna leave it for a minute. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Ukraine first. So I'll start. I'm actually gonna work backwards and just kind of sketch it in a little bit. No, you know what? I'm not gonna work backwards. I hate going backwards. But what I can do is just, I can wing it. That's what I can do. So that's what I will do. Yeah. So now, if you can see that, we have stand in Ukraine, so now we can try and squeeze with in there. Because with is not necessarily a super important word in this whole thing, right? So it can be a little scrunched. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to do a W and a slash. that that'll work good. Yeah, Mark, my hat brim is gonna get its own channel. I think that's what I've decided. It's gonna get its own YouTube channel, and you guys can just follow it and just check out my hat brim. I think that'll be fun. No, you know what? I don't like that. I'm going to go back to my original plan. My original plan is to scrunch width in there. Just scrunch it in there, bud. I'm gonna make it happen. 15th time's a charm. Let's make this D a little smaller. And I'm just gonna go right into it from here. I was trying to make some space, like you would if you were writing. But it's probably best if I just stick it all in there, because then you at least get that same illusion of it being a flag. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to cut this out. I only really do this if I have something that I absolutely want to get in the exact spot, and I don't want to spend time erasing on the car. So I'll just do the masking tape trick, and it works pretty good. It's some people might call it a bit of a cheat, but I still have to actually draw it out, and then when I transfer it to the car, I still have to redraw the whole thing again anyway. So in some ways it's a little bit harder. Heath, welcome. Robert, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to Third Rail Thursday on They Make It Like That. This episode is brought to you by lack of sleep and coffee. Not lack of coffee, but coffee in addition to lack of sleep. So my cuts don't need to be precise here. I'm just trying to get it as close as I can. And then I'll just cut down the sides here like this, because it's actually not the bottom part that I want. I want this top piece. Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys, you're gonna have to sign up for my Patreon if you want to see what's under the brim. Can you see this? Yes, you can. We are cutting out a stencil. There we go. Just like that. Heath, I'm not perfect, man. Nobody's perfect. I promise you that. Nobody is perfect. So now I'm gonna line this line up here with there. Just like that. And what's cool with this door is this door actually opens. But I'm gonna make sure it's closed for this one. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at what your guys, because there's a delay before I see it on the live, and I keep seeing my hat. I'm sorry, guys. We need, Sterling Society needs to make, if you're watching this, Sterling Society, you need to make a hat with a transparent brim. Just make it out of plexiglass or something. That should be, that if we ever do a Sterling Society and they make it like that collaboration, it should have a plexiglass brim. That's what I think we should do, for sure. Anyway, moving on. I now have this here. And, yeah. Okay, your mom told you you were perfect just the way you are. That means she's happy with how you are. That doesn't mean that you're perfect. I'm just kidding, man. I'm sorry. Okay. So, next thing I'm gonna do. Okay. And then the other thing I can do is, if I take the other part of this masking tape and very carefully pull it off. Okay, it's not coming off. It's not coming off. Okay, but I can reference this. I can reference my original sketch so that I know where I'm going with these letters after the fact. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive right in with a yellow paint marker. And I'm just going to color in the bottom of the car. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to sit back for this part so that you can actually see what I'm doing. I think you can. What about you guys? Can you see what I'm doing? Now, I'm not actually going to treat this like a full-on airtight mask. I'm going to draw just inside this line from the masking tape because I really don't want any bleed to come through. Because it's taped onto an irregular surface, and I didn't bother to try and make it like watertight or paint tight. Is paint tight a phrase that you can say? You know, Sean, I thought about doing that, putting a camera on the inside of my hat. But you know how seasick some people would get? I can't even imagine. That would just be ridiculous. It would be kind of fun though. Just to see what it would look like. And then the main angle where you see my face, you'd get to see this great big giant GoPro hanging off my hat. That'd be fun. With the wire hanging down so you can plug it into the stream. Nothing but the best for you guys. All the best camera angles. I mean, you can't lie. This is a great camera angle. I just keep getting in my own way. That's my problem. So I'm just trying to cover this entire bottom side with yellow. I appreciate the joint effort in coming up with this idea. As the thumbnail and title of this stream shows, I was planning on doing my my typical same graffiti 2 scales continuation, but I think this is more on brand, I guess. No, not on brand, but more relevant, if you will, with the current state of what's going on in the world. I mean, I typically don't try to go too political or anything like that with this channel. I mean, that's not what it's about, but like I said, I work with a lot of Ukrainian people, and in fact, I just found out today that one of the people that I'm working with right now, she's only been in Canada since February, barely speaks English, and I mean, I can't imagine what that's like to all of a sudden go to a whole entire new country and learn a whole new language just out of the blue. It's a lot. Okay, we got a couple questions here. Heath says I should ask my wife. You know, I make her videos. So I put all my effort into her videos, and then I pass out from exhaustion on my live streams. that's where we're at with my videos. We're gonna let that dry. Yeah, so I got a couple questions here. Heath says I should ask my wife. I just answered that one. If you guys haven't seen my wife's channel, Couch Mom Club, you guys should definitely check it out. It's all about motherhood. I know none of you are probably none of you are moms, but you probably know moms. That's just how it works. Everybody knows a mom. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. My kids are on there from time to time, and my wife has really good content for young moms, old moms, new moms, experienced moms, just all kinds of mom stuff, and it's a lot of fun. What am I using for cameras? Mike wants to know what I use for cameras. My main camera is a Canon EOS R. I also have a Canon M3 for over-the-shoulder work, which I'm not using today because it's not great for streaming, and I have a Sony 6300 that I'm using for my top-down. Yeah, that's about it. Dwight wants to know if this is a paint marker or just a pen. It is a paint marker. I have these paint markers here. Zayar paint markers. I got them on Amazon. It was a pack of 18 different colors for I think like 20 bucks or something like that, which I mean you can't go wrong with that. Like it's pretty much $1 a paint marker. And I'm comparing that to the ones that I typically get from Michaels, which are about $5 each, $5 to $6 each. So I thought, let me just try them out and we'll see. And so far, they've been working really well. If they dry out, like sometimes the tip will dry out, and when that happens, I just spritz it with some rubbing alcohol and or isopopsicle alcohol as what do you call it, Mark? Something about a popsicle? I don't know. Alcohol. You just spray it with a bit of alcohol. I know it's water-based, but the alcohol wakes it up faster, and it makes it easier to manage. What else we got here? Steve says he has a thought for the other side of my car. I'm not going to get to the other side of my car today. Sorry. I don't have that kind of time today, unfortunately. As it is right now, I was aiming to be done for 9. It's probably looking like a 9:30 kind of a thing. We'll see. Roy's saying hi to a bunch of people. That's cool. Hi, Roy. Go via go home is home. I guess you didn't go with go or via. You just went home. That's cool. Paint marker. Yes, it's a paint marker. What kind of paint marker am I using? I'm using those paint markers that I showed you. I got all kinds of repeat questions, and that's super cool. But we're moving right along here now. Michael's, you. What do you mean by you pay now? Michael's is expensive. I guess that's what you're referring to. Oh man. M50. Is it that? Oh, the M52. That's a good camera. That's a really good camera for sure. I've thought about getting one as a secondary camera to my other Canon that you're looking at right now. But I'm not sure. I might just get another one of these because these are great. Really reliable, really good quality, and the streaming works flawlessly, which I love. Yeah. As some of you know, I also do video professionally. So this camera, this one right here, I'm nodding at it. This one right here is just great for doing video work. I'm going to pull this off. I got a little bit of bleed, but that's all right. One thing I can do if I pull this over here, one thing I can do is I can take a Q-tip and, please hold, I'll find it, there it is, a little bit of my trusty alcohol, and just spritz it. I buy these ones at the dollar store. These ones here are just, here, let me show you on this camera. It's just 70% rubbing alcohol. Got it at the dollar store. Whoops. Comes in a little spritzy can. And just spritz it on a Q-tip. And I can clean that edge. Just like that. Alright. Heath, do you have an R series camera, Heath? Because they're great. I love them. I don't have any RF lenses because I'm not made of money. And RF lenses are ridiculously expensive. So I just have EF lenses that I have the adapter for it. You can never have enough lenses though. That's what I've found out. All right, Doug. Tell your girlfriend she's not creeping. She's hopefully subscribing. That's the main objective, right? Yeah. So we're hoping that this dries nice and quick. Mark, I use the EOS R. Not the R5, not the RP, not the R6, not the R5C, but just R. It came out, I think, in 2018, so it's a little older, but I can't complain. It's fantastic. I mean, every year they come out with a new camera, and they're always trying to push all these new cameras like it's the greatest thing ever, and your current camera sucks. But you know what? If you have a camera that's anywhere within 5-6 years old, it's still great. 5D Mark IV, fantastic camera. What do you got here? You got a 17 mil. That's nice. And the 100 mil macro. I like the 100 mil macro. I don't have one, but I like it. I've thought about getting one, but I haven't yet, and we'll see what happens. I might get one. I might not. I might borrow one from a friend. Who knows? What I'm going to do to speed up the drying time of this acrylic is I'm just going to spritz it real quick with the Tester's Dull Coat. And I'll hit both sides so that the car stays even. And yeah, there you go. That'll dry faster than the paint marker will. And we'll move right along. So what's going on? So you have the RP. Heath, I didn't know that. That's super cool. We could have been talking about cameras this whole time, Heath. I've honestly never tried the RP. I've heard that it's decent, but I just went straight to the R, and I love it because I knew that I wanted it for photo and video like on a professional level, so I went straight to the RP. This was, or sorry, the R. This was before the R5 and R6 came out. And like immediately after I got it, the R5 and 6 came out. I'm like, dude, I should have just waited. But also, I don't have that kind of money to be spending on a camera that just came out. I thought, my logic behind it was that this one had been out for a while and all the bugs had been fixed and people were happy with it. I'm sure it's a little bit older, but people are happy with it, so I just went with it. Heath, that's super cool. Yeah, I'd love to see your camera setup, because you're talking about top downs and main angles and all that kind of stuff. I'd be curious to see what you got going on. It'd be fun. Anyway, yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Should be dry enough, I would say. Hopefully. Let's grab this. Is this going to work for me? I think it will. Can you even see what's going on? I apologize once again for my hat brim. However, I'm not taking my hat off. Nobody wants to see that. You've probably seen on here a few times, if you're interested in cameras, my friend Mark, I have a couple friends named Mark, so not M&M Rails, but I have another friend, Mark, Mark Bennett's Camera Crisis. You've probably seen him around. He is not really into trains, but he's into cameras hardcore, and he has a camera channel that's pretty great. It just hit 10,000 subscribers, which, I mean, kudos to him for hitting 10,000 subscribers. That's pretty incredible. But he talks about all kinds of cameras. He talks about budget cameras and budget gear, and he does tutorials for beginners and intermediates and basically anyone in between that wants to know about cameras and lighting and microphones and all of that fun stuff for putting together great content. And if you guys have a channel dedicated to model trains and you want to get a little bit better at doing all things video, which maybe is not necessarily your forte, give him a watch, give him a subscribe, tell him I sent you, all that fun stuff. I just gotta make sure that you guys can actually see what's going on here. I feel like now that I'm actually drawing on the car, I'm able to get the width a lot smaller. For some reason, I'm not even sure why, but I'm okay with that. But what I can do, because I drew right on this thing, I can still see, if I hold it up like this, I can see where. Okay, so I'm a little ahead of schedule here. I can just put the U right over top of this. I can always come in later and touch up the yellow a little bit. Chris is in here chiming in with his iPhone 12 XR 4K. And Steve's got the iPhone 13. You know, you cannot go wrong with an iPhone. I mean, there's plenty of people that make YouTube videos that have millions of subscribers and all they use is their phone. Because you know what? You use what you have, ultimately. That's the main thing. You just get out there and shoot stuff. You get out there, you run your trains, you make a video, you post it. You don't necessarily have to edit it. You don't have to spend hours on end. I do it because I like it. I like to polish my content. I mean, maybe not for Third Rail Thursday because I'm tired and I just want to make it happen for you guys. But you just got to get out there and do stuff. If you sit around planning and you don't actually do anything, you're going to end up thinking, man, I never actually did anything. This is kind of sad. So, we have that. What's funny is I ended up with a lot of extra space up here. But I'm okay with that. I'm going to cover this line that I made by mistake. Heath, I would, but I'm not doing it for free. I'm sorry. Oh, man. What I should do, Mark, what I'm gonna do is next time I do this, I'm gonna put like secret messages on top of my brim so that when I lean in, you can read what's going on. Oh, sorry guys, but like I said, I'm not taking this hat off. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna give that a minute, and I just wanted to mention real quick too, if you guys haven't checked out my website, you guys should do that. Because my website is live. You can check it out. You can see what's going on over there. It's a great place to contact me and get some cars done. I don't have anywhere to sell cars yet, but I will have some cars for sale in the future, and you should definitely check it out because it's going to be super fun. And we're back. That was a fun little segment. Did you guys like that? That was my little segment. Anyway, moving right along. I'm gonna come in now and do a little bit of 3D. And I literally am just gonna darken one side of the car. And I'm gonna periodically check to make sure that my hat is not in the shot, people. Sorry. Oh, man. We're approaching the 9 o'clock mark, and I'm honestly just gonna finish this up. I do want to weather it, though. I'm gonna show you my quick and dirty weathering technique in real time so you guys can see, because honestly, sometimes you just want to get a little bit of weathering done and you don't want to spend too much time on it. And you can do that. And it's not that hard. Heath says he's going to pay me in appreciation. Appreciation can't buy groceries, man. Appreciation can't buy diapers. Sorry. Oh, man. I get it, man. I get it. I know that there have been so many people approach me that say, like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't know the first thing about making videos. Can you help me make videos? And I give them a price, and they're just like, I can't do that. I'm like, sorry. It's not like I want to be rude or anything like that, but there's a lot of work that goes into that kind of stuff. I mean, like we were talking earlier, Couch Mom Club, my wife's channel. I we spend about an hour to 2 hours depending on the video shooting, and then I spend another 4 to 6 hours editing. And then same thing with my like typical, like not my lives but my regular videos. I spend about 3 or 4 hours filming because I'm actually doing a car, and you guys have seen me do train cars, so you know that it takes a bit of time. And then I spend maybe another 6 hours editing. So it's a lot of work, which is why, because I've been so busy with work, my regular job, I haven't been posting as much, which it's kind of annoying because obviously I want to post some videos and I want to be as consistent as possible, but you do what you got to do. Of course, Heath, I know you're joking. Of course I know you're joking. I'm just playing around. But Heath, your videos are good. You don't need my help. But that's what I tell people anyway. Like when they come to me, I'm just like, listen, just get your phone, make a video, and post it. You don't have to edit. I mean, you can if you want to. You can learn if you want to, but you don't have to. And the more people that do that, the more model train content there will be on YouTube, because I find that it's a little bit lacking. There's not that many channels in comparison to, say, like photography channels, for example, or like prank channels. There's a billion prank channels. I don't want to watch pranks. I want to watch trains. So if you don't have a train channel and you're watching, make a train channel, man. James says, are you going to be there on June 4th? Is it James that said that? Yes, it is James that said that. And the answer is a great big, fat, juicy, resounding yes. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Heath, get your passport and come up here, man. It'd be fun. Everybody else from the States, get up here. It's gonna be fun. Let's show you guys what Canada's all about. Canada's pretty great, you know. Yep, I'm covering the screen again. Sorry. Oh man. Sorry everyone for my hat brim. How many people in the chat are planning on being there on June 4th? Because I'm pretty excited about it. Mark, you're just coming in. You're coming in late with the puns. I like it. I like a good pun. Kevin says most likely we'll be there. That's cool. I'm excited about that. The train freak wants to know what is June 4th. June 4th is a day where we are going to be, and when I say we, I mean it's specifically myself and Chris from Go VR Go Home and Mark from M&M Rails and a few other people with Canadian heritage and model train content are going to be heading to Otter Valley Railroad, which is a Ontario-based model railroad store, and it's going to be super fun. We're going to go there, shop, maybe grab some lunch, do some train spotting, all that fun stuff, and then head home. We'll call it a day. Can you guys see that? No, you probably can't. I tried to add hashtag Tim Brim on my hat, but it's out of focus because the camera's focused on the train. Oh, man. Heath, you've got to try, man. You've got to try and be there. I think that would be fun. I don't know that you'll make it back for dinner, though. Where are you based out of again? Mike says the wife says I'm not shopping. You can window shop. You can do what a friend of ours from train show days. Remember train shows? We had a friend that used to go to train shows, and he would bring all of his cars and stuff to run on the layout. And he'd bring them all in banker's boxes. But at every show, he would bring 3 banker's boxes. But 2 of them had trains in them already, and 1 of them was completely empty. I'm not recommending you actually do this, but he'd come home with 3 full banker boxes full of trains. I'm not gonna lie, he's a smart guy. That's pretty smart. I mean, until his wife tried to load his car. Tried to help him load his car and tried to pick up the empty box. Didn't go so well for him. Heath is from a little town called NYC. You know what? NYC. I think I've heard of that. Doesn't Sinatra sing about that? I think so. Small town, though. Not a lot going on. Never been to New York City. My wife has. She talks about it. I've never been there. Wouldn't mind seeing it one day. Alright, so we've got that going on. Let me see what other kind of... What else can I do to spice this up a little bit? I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to do... Is that even visible? just going to do a quick little highlight here and there. It's hard to see on camera, unfortunately, but just do that a little bit. Right there, right there, right there. Just work our way across. Now there's a spot here that I'm gonna have to fix. Just the paint marker got away from me a little bit, but if I do that, then we're good as new. What I will do is just fill in along here with the silver. All right, so we're at 9:06. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to give you a speed weathering tutorial. And you're probably not even gonna see it because my hat will be in the way. Are you ready? We're gonna get this thing wrapped up by 9:30. Okay, here we go. So first things first, what I'm gonna do is the roof. Actually, first things first is I'm just gonna spritz this guy one more time with the dull coat. But before I do that, I'm gonna do a quick tag. I always sign my work. There we go. Sign that. Date it. That's the nice thing. You always want to do a few tags so that it looks a little bit more authentic. And you can get two birds with one stone by doing tags and signing it at the same time. Take this one here. Heath wants to know if I'm going to sleep tonight. You know what? Probably. Okay, that'll do. And let me just spritz this real quick. John says he's going to be a vendor at the Woodstock show. Okay. I've never been to the Woodstock show. Where is Woodstock? I'm trying to remember where Woodstock is. I should check it out one of these days. The Woodstock show. Okay, what weekend is it? So I'm just going to use some AIM weathering powders and a Q-tip. And this is my quick and dirty weathering. Ready? I'm going to start with, whoops, this is the wrong one. I am going to start with dark rust, AIM weathering powder, and a Q-tip. And I'm going to run it down the middle, just like this. And yep, Where's my brush? Where's my brush? Any old brush will do. Oh, there it is. There's the one I was looking for. Okay, and do another pass. Go back and forth like this a little bit. Blend it in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit with the light rust, but I'm not actually going to drag. I'm going to sprinkle. It gets a little messy. That's why it's quick and dirty, right? Sprinkle it all on there like that, and then brush it again. And then do another pass of sprinklage. There we go. And then I'm going to use dark rust again on the sides, from the top down. Go across the top like that, around the door. I put it heavy on at the top and then I pull it down with the brush. Oh, there we go. I don't want to go too heavy with it. Just enough to make it not shiny and new. And then I'm going to do a little bit of grimy black, but with a soft brush, not with a Q-tip. And just do that along the bottom a little bit here. The thing I don't like about the grimy black weathering powder is there's a little bit of white in it, so it's kind of hard to get a nice... You see that? There's a little bit of white in there. I don't know why, because it's supposed to be black. Why would there be white if it's supposed to be black? But, oh well. The thing about weathering is if you don't like it, you just rub it off and start again. So I'm going to use a makeup sponge and just drag that off a little bit here. Cool. And then do the same on the other side. Start with the dark rust, go across the top. I like to leave some of the powder because then when you drag it across you get more streaks. And pull down. Can you see it still? Yes, you can. Just like that. So it's kind of a nice little two-in-one. You've got graffiti and it's also a flag. Do a little along the bottom here. I don't want to do too much grime across the weathering, or across the graffiti rather. But it's fun because you can do this to any car in a matter of minutes, and it takes it from bright and shiny and new to nicely weathered. I mean, obviously you can go a little bit more substantial with your weathering and a little bit more intentional with your weathering, but this gets the job done too. Can't really complain there. Just hit the ends because you see this the white at the top here. If I've got rust coming down the car, I don't necessarily want this to stay white, so I'll just run a little bit of rust across there. Pull that down. Add a little bit of the grime. The ends of the car is where the grime really is, because it gets sucked in there because of science. I know this isn't really in focus, I'm sorry, but let me, I can focus. Perfect. Look at that. It's beautiful. Do the same on this side. A little bit of rust. Rub that in. Grime. Can put a little bit of rust on the brake wheel. Really subtle. Nothing substantial. And dull coat. Allow me to dull coat. Okay. So, we now have, and I quote, a Stand with Ukraine car, which doubles as a Ukrainian flag. I'll show it to you on the top down real quick, which is now out of focus. Let me zoom that. Look at that. Actually, let me do some niceness for you. Here. Have a look. Have a look at that. Let me focus for you. There you have it, folks. We got a nice little Ukraine car. There's the roof. Really subtle rust on the top. And there's the other side. Just some light weathering on that. And yeah, there you have it. Stand with Ukraine. I'm gonna stick that guy back up there. Yeah, so here we are. We're at time check is 9:19 rather. And this is in my way. This is in my way. I'm not a fan of this. I gotta fix this mount. It's just... the camera's too heavy. The camera's too heavy for my top-down rig, but I haven't had a chance to fix it yet. So, we'll just leave it off to the side there now that I've ruined everything. Yeah, so here we go. Thank you guys, honestly, for the collaboration. I believe it was the Train Freak who suggested a Ukraine tribute, and it was Sean who suggested Stand with Ukraine, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I will definitely be running this proudly on my layout, and I actually will probably take it to work tomorrow to show to some of the people that I work with, because yeah, it's a fun time. If you guys are interested in joining us on June 4th at Otter Valley Railroad, that would be super cool. We're gonna have probably a little bit of a video coming out with all of the details and everything. We'll work on that. Don't you guys worry. I mean, June is fast approaching, but we're going to make it happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you guys are in the area or can be in the area for that, that would be really cool. Check out Otter Valley Railroad. I can't remember their information or anything, but just look up Otter Valley Railroad, and it'll come up. And yeah, as far as next week, what do we got next week? Next week is Go Via or Go Home, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night. Yeah, if that changes, we'll definitely let you know. Chris, you're in the chat, so you can tell me if that is a thing or not. But I'm pretty sure that next week is Chris. The following week is M&M Rails. Again, Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock. And then after that will be GVO After Dark on Go Via or Go Home. Once again, they will have a special guest, much like they did last week, but the guest will probably not be as special as the guest was last time. But yeah. Heath says he's looking forward to my hat collaboration with the plexiglass brim. We'll see. Maybe we can make it happen. I don't know. Happy Valley Hobbies, thank you for joining us for 5 seconds. That would be super cool. If you could stick around, if you want to come at 8 o'clock next time, so you can actually watch, that would be cool. If not, check out the replay. Thank you once again, guys, for watching. Thank you. It was a fun time. Until next time, remember, they make it like that. And I just realized I had the cool countdown, I had hold music, but I don't have a goodbye. So I'm just gonna play you out with my hold music.